God, and God essentially says, all that stuff is fine, but it's not what I'm looking for. What I want you to do is follow the covenant that we originally made, right? Who's ever been wronged by somebody? Is it more important to you that there is like, what's the word? Retribution, or is it more important to you that the person would act fairly in the future? Act fairly in the future, right? If we could follow that rule, it'd be great. Unfortunately, we don't, right? There's a lot of times where I've come into situations and I've said, yeah, I won't do it again, and I do it again, right? God's grace abounds. So today, in my favorite, I love that he talks about Holland. Does anybody know the story of Holland? One. That's okay. I'll tell it to you real quick. The Israelites are walking around the desert for 40 years, and the people in the promised land start to get nervous because this giant group of people is walking closer and closer to them with a big tent, right? And so they ask a prophet to curse Israel. And Israel is said to kind of say, well, God says, I don't want to do that. And through a process of whatever, instead of getting cursed, they get blessings, even though the king asked this diviner to curse them. Balaam is the diviner. He gets warned by his donkey, that you can't do that. It's very sorry. Anyway, we are going to play a game, keeping in mind our baptismal promise for the day: strive for justice and peace through all the earth. All right, that is our baptismal promise today. We're going to play a game. And I'm going to distribute something to you all really quickly here. Just take me 1 second. Ryan, can you help me? Can you just get everybody with your comment? I know that there's one in this. Okay. Here you go. That's for you. You can turn your chairs towards your tables. That would be helpful. You know, if you're sitting in front of your table, you can turn it. Please flip over between you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Go. Oh,
Step towards the table.
Okay. I need everybody's attention because I'm going to explain those rules. Everybody have a cup? You need a cup. Yes. Very good. Does everybody have a coin? Yeah. Very good. This is a game of probability. Who said no? Rich doesn't have a coin. Thank you. This is a game of probability. All right. That's fun. Okay. Very good. And I'm calling it Balaam's bounty. All right, I'm going to give you a handout instruction of what the game looks like. And here's the gist of it. In front of your tables, you have 2 bowls of poker chips. Okay? The goal of the game is to finish with as many poker chips as you can. Okay. All right. You cannot use force. So you can't just like box somebody out or elbow somebody's poker chips. Okay. All right. You can't do that. Can't do that. How you get a poker chip is you flip a head. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to shake your thing. You're going to look in your cup. You have a head. You can take a poker chip. All right. If you get a head, you can take a poker chip. You can choose to take the poker chip from the bowl or from another person. Okay, the other person cannot stop you from taking coverage. All right? That is the game. Right? The goal is to finish with as many poker chips as possible. Okay. All right? Does everybody understand? If I walk around and give you another penny, you put it in your cup. That means if you have roll or flip 2 heads, you can take 2 chips. Oh, okay. What was that, Sid? Only if you have a hand. If you flip a tail, you don't get it. Can't hear you. Hold on. I gotta stop flipping your things. Hold on. I can't hear you.
Don't get the chip, you bounce ahead.
Right? Got until you bounce ahead. Don't take your coin out and flip it. It's just gonna be coins rolling all over the place. Just go with it, right? Easier.
You have 2 and you have the tail. So they
Take 1 hit, right? So if I give you 2 coins and you flip a head and a tail, you get 1 chip because you flip 1 head, right? It's a pretty simple game, right? We're gonna play it a couple times. I'm gonna set the timer for time. Right? Is everybody ready? Does everybody understand the game?
Is he gonna give us a set of instructions?
1, 2, 3, begin.
Take the coin.
We're even finding that kind of call the head or tail. If I had tails, so that takes care of it's standing on its edge. Now what do I do? Piece.
You get ahead.
Okay, I got ahead.
Get it.
I guess I take a tip, right? Oh my God. I didn't see those things. If one head, 1 tail, you have really dark one, that's a tail. I just can't. I can do that. Oh, that's okay. That was complicated. They're 2 heads. They're 3 heads. How would I do that? Just by
You just reach over and grab it.
so now what do I do? Is the game over for me?
Oh, you're at
Head, 1 tail. It's like 2 heads and a tail. So
I don't know if there's more to the game or not.
well, so I can take 2 heads from there or there.
No, we ran into chips.
I guess I remember that rule now. But
You said you could take some other people. Okay.
whoopsie, we'll put that back. 2 heads and a tail. So I guess I could get 2 heads. Yeah.
Keep your chips. Keep your chips in front of you. Do not put them back. Keep your chips. You gotta keep your chips, right? Keep your chips. We're gonna play again, but keep your chips, all right? Do not return your chips. Keep them in front of you. Great. Okay, again. Who's got the most chips? Raise your hand on the table.
Don't have to raise These I got. I don't think I should be having all these chips. I just feel guilty.
I'm gonna give you guys 60 seconds to talk amongst your table about what's going on, and then we're gonna play again, but you have to keep your chips. Okay, so it doesn't matter if everybody has different amounts of chips, we're gonna start with a different amount of chips, all right? If you have none, we're gonna start with none. Got your- Okay. The name of the goal of the game is to have as many chips in front of you as you can, all right? At the end of the next 5 minutes. Okay? You get chips the same way. All right? You can't, obviously now all of the chips from the bowls are empty. Now you have to take them from each other. Okay? If I already gave you coins, extra coins, there's people at all of your tables that have extra coins, right? So you gotta decide about who you're going to take chips. You have 60 seconds.
I don't understand why they want to. You understand why they want to. Yeah, feeling realistic. I don't know why they want to do that. I don't feel like I want to be grabbing people's chips.
Let's talk about it. You don't all have to agree to a plan, you just talk. I'm just giving you 60 seconds to think about it, all right?
That's my thoughts. I feel guilty now.
Well, you want us to just take the chips?
They said with help? Yeah, sure, you can take them home.
You can take your chips.
Now,
Why don't you take them?
something different.
But these, the ladies over here should be. I've got 9 chips. I should give a chip to every one of you, maybe.
No, we're gonna earn our chips. We'll take them.
Right, we're going to get here in 20 seconds.
You all have that? What she said? I guess I. Oh, I don't have chips.
Your marks. On your marks. Get set. Go.
I got 3 heads.
For you.
Oh, I got two.
Stop.
We believe in sharing and share alike. Okay?
Time. Keep your chips, keep your chips, keep your chips.
Got my other pennies.
Ryan, are you stealing those chips in your shoes?
I lost my second pin.
It makes a difference. Okay. What happened?
Everybody went against me.
Everybody went against you.
Everybody, and they were sliding down the table.
Why is that?
Because I had the most chips.
Because
They
you have the
felt- they
most
just, they just.
My God. So did you all finish with about the same amount of chips here?
I had 3 stealing for me.
Why is that?
I had 4, and one of it was passing down.
So you had the most pennies and the most chips, okay?
You grab handfuls.
Did any other tables experience that? If you had the most pennies and the most chips at the end of the first one, did people kind of try and even you out?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Did people kind of like gang up on you a little bit? No, Ellie, that's not what happened. Vindictiveness, tell me more. Nobody used force, right? Did anybody think about using force?
Yeah. You covered it.
I didn't hear you, Laura, what'd you say? Oh, you just took it without flipping the coin? So you cheated.
Considering, this is, you heard the two of being played a month before it's legal to play 12. We would try to keep to the 12 rules.
I don't know what you mean, but
It's Australian gambling game.
okay,
It's legal and that game.
okay.
It's going to be the next one.
Anybody else? So we had people kind of ganging up on the person who had the most at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that ganging up kind of even things out? Okay, go ahead.
Somebody. Yeah, and some of mine.
Interesting.
It wasn't.
Janine, you were generous.
It wasn't fair.
Okay, it wasn't, you didn't like the unfairness, so you helped the people that didn't have as many and weren't having as good a luck.
Yeah.
That's what I hear you say.
You have to trust everybody that was saying that. That's just getting the shit.
Yeah. Did anybody feel frantic?
Yeah.
Yeah, did anybody feel their anxiety go up? Matt, all right. Tammy, what happened at your table?
Yeah. And then we gave each other and we came out and said,
How many chips did you finish with?
5.
5? Who here finished with 5 chips? Who finished with less chips? Who finished with more chips? So I'm counting fewer hands up with more than 5 chips than the people that shared. gonna say that again.
How do you reconcile that?
I'm counting fewer hands up with more than 5 chips than the people that shared. Is that right?
Yeah.
What does that mean to us?
3D.
We need more, we need to print more money, right? Okay,
We're not the US government.
yeah, right, okay,
So what we did was, I had people, we gave one to. Two of my points to each one of them.
Oh.
And had one from getting more tips.
okay,
So that with more tips in this stuff.
you lifted up other people. Okay, so. Please, I'm sorry, I can't remember, I'm just spacing on your name. I'm so sorry, Ellie, thank you, Elise. She said that she gave her coins, she had 3 or 4 coins. I kind of loaded you up, 3. You gave coins away to help even it out a little bit around your table. That's another way to share, all right? So there's some tables that just found different ways to share. The tables that found different ways to share, it seems the resources were split a little bit more evenly, all right? Okay. Any other quick observations, Ellie?
Well, we tried to keep giving the chips to Jim, but he just wouldn't. I had to thank him.
We were a little bit more democratic about it, like we were all taking turns, like. We're all taking turns with each other. Like
You were just taking turns.
So like one at a time.
I understand,
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. So,
Next year from other papers.
so,
When I had 8 chips.
yeah,
we just started over. At one time, 3 people came all of them.
Yeah.
striving for justice, right?
Yes.
Okay, Laura, we gotta listen, everybody, we gotta listen.
For me, it would be whoever closest to my hand, that's what I would say.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
you know, like, when she was working, and we were over here, she ended up with most of the chips.
sure,
First round.
Yeah.
The second one, since we kind of got closer to each other, it was everything.
sure. So it's a game of opportunity, right? You kind of take from the person that's closest to you, right? Very good. I did see Ann get up a couple times to go take chips from somebody from the other side of the table. That's great, you can do that.
Well, Wes wanted one from there, so I handed it to him.
You can do that too, sure. Okay, so our baptismal promise today is to strive for justice and peace through all the earth. Okay? To strive for justice and peace through all the earth. Did people experience ways to find justice and peace here at their table?
Greedy.
Sharing? Okay.
Okay.
I heard some people kind of changing the rules a little bit. You gave away coins. That's great. You know, I didn't say you couldn't do that. That's fine. You can do that. We talk about advocating for our neighbor all the time. Sometimes it looks like changing the rules. Sometimes it looks like finding more just ways to play, right? We talk about advocating for our neighbor all the time. We always talk about finding ways and laws, legislation, voting, whatever it is, to find ways to make things a little bit better for everybody, right? I saw you do that. No, I saw other groups do that, right? I saw one group just split up all the chips. Perfectly good way to do it. You all finished with the same amount of chips. 5 chips that put you above average of everybody else. Seems like. It's great. Okay. How do we do this expanded here at St. Mark's? Okay, what are the ways that we are sharing resources or helping to live into this baptismal promise of striving for justice and peace through all the earth here at St. Mark's.
Well, we're sharing our building.
Sharing your building, yep. Yep, sharing the building.
Sharing food.
Sharing food, yep. We share a lot of food with folks. Yep, at the food shelf on Friday. You know, with our emergency bags, we share food, sure.
Care each other.
Taking care of each other, yeah, yeah,
We invite the community in several instances throughout the year.
sure, yep. We invite the community in to share with what we have. How else?
Ceremony.
Go ahead. Communication. Good, we communicate with what's going on. Yep, we share the other resources that are going on in our community, right? There's so many times where I point people towards, you know, oh, you need help with finding an affordable clinic. Here's this resource, right? Communicating, good, thank you, Lizzie.
Sure, money.
Money, we share money, yeah. Benevolence, we share our money here. You know, all our offerings, right? They go towards good things in our community. They go towards the synod, which is helping world hunger, disaster relief, all sorts of good things. You know, we do good things with our money. Thank you, Don. We share our own resources, you know, and then when we share our own resources, St. Mark shares those resources with other people, right? Very good. Very good. Claudette?
I noticed that everybody took from the red bowls first before they took from their neighbors. The first coins, and I thought, was this the government? We don't mind taking. from the government.
I just didn't want to split up the chips.
Oh.
I'll let you do it for me. It's good thought. Thank you, Claudette. Yeah. How could we imagine things more equitably here at St. Mark's? Are there things that we could work on together? Okay.
More interaction and involvement.
Sure, more interaction and involvement. Yep.
Sharing our time, so it's not just a select few that everybody's sharing their time.
Yeah. Sharing our time, so it's not just a select few that are sharing their time.
The same ones all the time.
Sure, the same ones all the time. You bet. You bet. Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
There are ways to step into the community in a new way, to volunteer or help out in different ways that help contribute to the life and giving of the community, right? To help live into this baptismal promise that we all agree into every time we do the affirmation of baptism. Very good, thanks. Yep. Yep. These are some important things to think about as we think about this affirmation of baptismal promise, right? These are important things for us to think about as we consider this time in Lent, how we're living into our faith as a church and as individuals, as a community. How are we living into this call to strive for justice and peace through all the earth? How are we living into it? You know, I know this is a pretty simplified metaphor, right? Frantically grabbing, right? Only taking care of ourselves, you know, but there's another way to live. There's another way to be in the world that Jesus calls us into. And it revolves around doing exactly what he asks us to do in our covenants, right? To you know, love kindness, do justice, and walk humbly with God. This humbly word could also be interpreted intentionally with God. How are we being intentional with our covenant? How are we being intentional with how we are agreeing to be Christians, to live into these baptismal promises that we all agree into? Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there for today.